Hi, I'm Richard Poon. I'm a singer and I'm a chef. Started out cooking for the family business for 6 years. We have a small family restaurant for over 30 years. So ako lang yung only guy. So my sister was into music and into hosting and also I felt responsible for taking care of the family business. So I cooked with my dad for 6 years. And we had a lot of arguments kasi very different yung way that I would see things in the restaurant. It escalated to the point where I had to leave. And then habang nagluluto ko doon for 6 years, I still like music. I like singing. I like playing in bands at night. And I'd get late for work next day. When I left the restaurant, I tried singing and then tried bands here and there until I got my first break as a solo artist noong 2007. And one time, I gave back the car that I had to my dad kasi he was having problems also. I had to learn how to commute around the city and sometimes magigig kami, tutugtog kami sa MOA or something and then I'd be with my keyboardist and we'd bring the keyboards and we'd ride the bus and also yun yung mga times I had to go through difficult situations para lang to learn how to make it on your own. Yung spiritual journey ko started 90s where two friends of mine, high school friends ko, one girl, one boy, told me to go to Victory. And honestly, I was not really interested for God. I was just interested with the girl. So, got into church because of a girl. I came from a very religious background where every Sunday, as a little child, we would go to church. And when these Christians, so-called Christians, came to me in high school preaching na, oh, you should be saved and get baptized, I hated them to the core. But somewhere along the way, ilang years ko nakilala yung mga tao, you know, relationship changes your perspective. Sometimes yung perspective ko kasi hindi maganda yung perception ko sa certain Christians. It just taints the whole group, no? But when I met Christians that nakilala ko relationally, naging close kami, nakita ko yung buhay nila, the way they pray, the way they would communicate with God was very, very different from the way I perceived it negatively. Noong 1999, I prayed a prayer. I said, God, aaminin ko na for the first time in my life na parang hindi kita kilala. Na I pray, no, basta okay kami nga, nag-pray ako, nag-church ako, but first time no 1999, I prayed a prayer na I do not know you. And some of my friends who I know, who I'm close to, I think they know you better because there's an intimacy that they have with you that I don't have. When I prayed that prayer, November 1999, 2000, I felt like spiritual scales of my eyes, some fell. So I started perceiving certain things na hindi ko na nakikita dati. I hate reading books. If you know me when I was young, I hate books, especially reading the Bible. Starting 2000, I started having an interest with the Word to the point na nakaka-11 chapters ako in a day. And I finished the Bible in less than a year. And I found myself addicted to it and beginning to hear things, to some days the word would jump out of the page and galing eh. So it became very real to me. I think very important the relationships I met in this church, and I think spiritual family is very important. Wala pa akong nakikita person na nag-grow healthily without a spiritual family. I think spiritual family just brings a balance, perspectives na iba sa'yo. Kasi minsan, left to ourselves, we are just arrogant rulers. You just believe that what you think is right and it stays, no? I believe a spiritual family, if they really build a relationship with you and if you open up humbly to better people than you, I think it helps build that fire for God. And meeting so many people in the past, I got saved 2000. This year's my 11th year. I met so many types of Christians already in this spiritual family and every one of them has added a dimension to who I am spiritually kasi iba-iba tayong lahat. So spiritual family is just wonderful to have. Lalo na yung mga, you don't have to really go to a Bible study. You just need to go have coffee with somebody, have a good conversation, and then learn from them. Learn from their mistakes and experiences. So for me, importante relationally makabuild ka ng really deep relationships in the church. Sometimes we're afraid kasi common misconception we have is machismis yung mga tao. I've met so many people that have turned away from spiritual family because yung mga secrets that they shared to certain people have come out. I believe that in this church you can find a spiritual family or people that you can trust. And ang sarap ng feeling to have people who know you inside out. You don't have to play games or have pretensions. It's also nice to have men older than you leading you. Yung struggle mo, nakakala mong nakakaya or so hard that you've been struggling for years, that some men have already conquered and they're more experienced than you. It's nice to have that relationship. So I think that's one of the greatest benefits ng spiritual family. I'm Richard Poon. Come build with us.